Hello, it's Greg Maxwell with Amicus Settlement Planners. I got a question this morning from an attorney that I thought was one that might be valuable to the rest of you. He has a settlement for his client. He knows his client is a spendthrift, and if given a big chunk of cash, will likely do something unwise with it. So he was calling me about structured settlements and maybe a way to kind of spread that money out to kind of help his client not blow it all in one sitting. But he also does not like the fact that he knows that his client may then be able to just call a J.G. Wentworth type company that he sees advertising on late night TV and have that company come in and take advantage of him, and then his client ends up netting less in cash than he otherwise would have gotten if the attorney would have just given him the settlement outright. So he asked me, what can we do to protect my client from the factoring companies? And that's a great question. So in terms of protecting clients from factoring companies, number one thing you need to know is that anytime a client wants to factor their structured annuity, there's something in the Internal Revenue Code in section 5891 that mandates that they go to a court and get that approved. So that is a fairly recent development in the law that does protect claimants to some degree. However, what we found is that a lot of times judges will just kind of rubber stamp those factoring transactions. And so while court approval is nice, it's not necessarily a fail-safe to protect your client from doing something stupid and factoring their annuity. So what we have done in certain situations is we can set up a very basic settlement trust. So the annuity payments will pay into a very basic settlement trust that essentially then turns it around and sends that payment right on to the client. And so what that does is the client essentially still gets those monthly payments, but if they watch one of those commercials late at night and they want to go factor their payment, they aren't the owner of the annuity. The trust is the owner of the annuity. And so in order for that annuity stream to be factored, the trustee would have to sign off on it. And so unless it's a really good reason to factor that future payment stream, the trustee is likely going to say, no, we're not going to do that. So if you have a case where you think an annuity is a good idea, but you're worried about your client factoring it down the road, we can set up a very simple settlement trust. It's not going to cost a lot of money. It's very simple that would protect your client from doing that. So hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions about that, give me a call. I'd be happy to help you.